can't think of a better way to end a really wonderful literacy week than with some performances by the grades 2 through 5. Don't you think? I think it's been great. I really appreciate some MYP students joining us, and I appreciate all of you coming as well. This is a really great day, and I noticed that some of you are like me, and you've chosen to dress as your favorite book or book character. And what I want to say is that if you have a prop, or you have a hat, or you have a helmet or something, make sure that you take it off and put it in your lap so that you can give your attention and your respect to the actors who have worked really hard and have some wonderful plays to share with you. Okay? And as always, I want to make sure that you're sitting, I want you to make sure you're sitting next to someone that you can be successful with, so that again, you can give your respect and attention to the performer. Okay? You're going to really enjoy yourself. I saw these plays yesterday. They're wonderful. The kids have done well. And Mr. O has supported them and helped them prepare to do well. So, Mr. O, please. Welcome, everyone. I'm so glad you're here. These actors have been working very hard to prepare these stories to share with you. We have 3 short plays, and they're all about different topics, but they're related. The first one is about stones and soup, and eating yummy stones in your soup. And it's also about being caring and thinking about other people. And that's a message that we can all share, no matter what language or what culture we're from, about being caring. So you have to watch the play carefully to see who is being caring and who is not being caring. Okay? We'll turn it over to the actors. Let's give them a nice round of applause.
Many years ago, there were 3 travelers who arrived to a small village. Their names were Ivanka, Benny, and Mielka. They were tired and hungry because they had traveled for many days. They were happy when they saw the village, and they only thought about eating and resting from their long walk.
My dear friends, I'm sure that the people in town will share their food with us if we tell them how much we have walked. I feel so happy now that we are here, but I'm so hungry I feel I have a hole in my stomach.
Ivanka knocked at the door.
We are 3 travelers. We are on our way home. Would you like to share your food with us, kind woman? No, I have nothing to share with you. Thank you.
Ivanka knocked at another door.
What do you want? We are 3 travelers. We have walked a long distance and we are very hungry.
Ivanka knocked at another door when she received the same answer. Nobody opened the door to give them some food.
These people are so selfish. They don't like to share with others. Let's give them a lesson. Let's teach them how to make a stone soup. That's a good idea.
Some villagers were looking through their windows, waiting for them to leave the village.
What are they waiting for? They can leave! We don't have any strangers in our town.
Meanwhile, the 3 strangers were right in the middle of the street. Then they took a big fire because they found something.
This soup will taste good. Let's go to the river to get some water. Oh yes, and don't forget to bring some stones for the soup, but choose the round tasty ones.
Later, Benny and Mielka came with the stones and put them inside the pot.
This soup will taste good.
The people from town were watching them all the time came out from their houses and went near the fire.
What are you doing? We are making a stone soup.
Stone soup? I've never heard of that kind of.
You have never tasted a stone soup? Then have dinner with us so we can taste it. Friends, we have a special guest for dinner. We should put more stones in the soup. Very well. Excuse me, kind man. Do you have a spoon? We need it for the soup.
Yes, let me go and get it. You are very generous.
Then a villager went near to see what was happening.
What are you doing?
We are making a stone soup.
Did you take the stones from our river?
Yes, we did. And the soup smells good.
I don't smell anything, but tell you the truth, I am very hungry.
Then the villager with the spoon came back. Then he tasted the soup and said,
It's so delicious. We only need an onion.
I have an onion at home. Let me go and get it.
Very good. The soup will taste much better and also bring your bowl and spoons.
the villager left running and soon came back with some onions. After a while, then he tasted the soup.
It's so delicious. We only need some carrots.
Another villager that was also in the crowd watching said,
I will bring some carrots.
then the villager came with the carrots. Then he put the carrots inside the pot. Tasted the carrots.
It's so delicious. We only need some potatoes.
Another villager that was in the crowd watching said,
I have some potatoes. I will be back in a minute.
when the villager came back, then he put the potatoes inside the pot.
No, that's too many potatoes. The soup will not taste good. We can still fix it. How about if we add some meat?
Another villager that was also in the crowd said,
I have some meat at home. Let me go and get it.
then the woman brought the meat and Ivanka put it inside the pot. While the soup was cooking, some people from the village asked the three travelers if everybody could cook the stone soup.
Sure, it only needs water, bones, and a little bit of hunger.
After a while, the soup started to really smell delicious.
The stones in your village are so delicious. This soup will taste really good. Bring your bowl and spoon so we can share the soup.
And everybody in the village enjoyed a wonderful dinner while Ivanka, Benny, and Milka talked about their family and about all the places they have visited.
patient while we had to change costumes and some scenery. Our second play is one that you will all know about 3 little pigs and 1 big bad. Now this story is a little different, and it's really about perspective. That's a big word that means how do we see the world? And when someone tells a story, how do we know which side is true? And this wolf, you'll have to listen and see, is he really big? Is he really bad? Well, if you watch, you might see something different, but you have to pay close attention to this wolf in this story. Let's give a nice round of applause for our second speaker. Hanson, you're shaking hands. Where are you, bud?
Hello guys. Hello. Nice to meet you. Say good morning. Hello. Everybody knows the story of the 3 little pigs, or at least they think they do. But I will let you in a little secret. Nobody knows the real story, because nobody has ever heard of my side of the story. I'm the wolf, Alexander T. Wolf, but you can call me A1.
No one knows just how this whole big bad wolf thing got started, but it's all wrong.
Maybe it's because wolf eats cute animals like bunnies and sheep and pigs. That's just the way they are. If cheeseburgers were cute, people will probably think that people were big and bad too.
But the whole thing is all wrong.
It's about a cup of sugar and a sneeze.
Way back in Once Upon a Time, our friend the wolf was making a thirsty cake for his dear old granny. He had a terrible sneezing mode. He ran out of sugar, so he walked down the street to ask his neighbor for a cup of sugar.
Now this neighbor was a pig.
And he wasn't too bright either.
He built his whole house of straw. Can you believe it? Who built that house of straw?
So of course, the minute the wolf knocked on the door, the whole house just fell down. And the wolf just didn't want to walk into someone else's house. So he called,
Little pig, are you in?
No answer.
He was just about to go home without the cup of sugar for his dear old granny's birthday cake.
Then his nose started to itch. He felt a sneeze coming on.
Will he up and he stopped. And he sneezed a great sneeze.
And you know what? The whole darn straw house fell right down. And right in the middle was the first little pig, dead as a doornail.
And he had been home the whole time. It seemed like a shame to leave a perfectly good head dinner laying there in the straw, so the wolf went up.
think of it just like think of it just like a big cheeseburger, just like that.
He was feeling a little bit better, but he still didn't have a cup of sugar.
So he went to the next neighbor's house.
This neighbor was the first little pig's brother. He was a little smarter, but not too much. He had built his house with sticks.
So he ran the bell on the stick house. No answer. He called,
Mr. Pig, are you in?
And do you know what that rude little porker answered?
Oh, wait, Russ, you can come in. I'm shaving the hairs on my chin.
Talk about impolite.
he probably,
He grabbed the door.
he grabbed,
He grabbed the door.
Grabbed the doorknob when he felt another sneeze coming on.
Sean tried to.
And he tried
neighbor's mouse, but he sneezed a great sneeze.
And you're not gonna believe it. The pig's house, that guy's house just fell down like his brother's. When the dust cleared, there was the second little pig, died as an order.
Wolf's honor.
Now you know, food will spoil if you leave it out in the open.
So the wolf did the only thing there was to do. He had dinner again.
Think of it as a second tale. The wolf was getting a lot full, but his niece was feeling a little better.
And he still didn't have the cup of sugar for his dear old granny. So the wolf went to the next neighbor's house. This guy was the first and second little pig's brother.
He must have been the brains of the family. He had built this house out of bricks.
The wolf knocked on the brick house. No answer.
Mr. Pig, are you in?
And do you know what that rude little porker answered?
Get out of here, Wolf. Don't bother me again.
Talk about them tonight.
Probably had a whole sack full of sugar. But he wouldn't give you one little cup of sugar for his dear old granny's birthday cake.
What a pig.
The wolf was just about to go home and maybe make a nice birthday card instead of cake when he felt his cold coming on.
And he stopped. And he sneezed once again.
And your old granny can sit on a pin.
The wolf was usually pretty calm fellow, but when he heard someone talk about his dear old granny, he went a little crazy.
When the cops showed up, of course he was trying to break down the big store, but the whole time he was huffing and puffing and making a real scene.
As the rest of this day's history, the news reporters found about the two pigs he had for dinner.
They figured a sick guy going to borrow a cup of sugar didn't sound very exciting. So the jazz story was all that pop and blow your house down stuff.
And they made him the big bad wolf.
That's it. The real story.
I was framed.
But maybe you could loan him a cup of sugar.
much for being patient while we changed our actors and our scenes. Our final story is called A Crazy Story. Because it's a little bit of a mixed up fairy tale, and you're going to see some characters you might recognize from before. And really this story is about being a risk taker, trying to tell your story and be yourself and be okay when things don't work out. And that always happens in life. Sometimes you've got an idea and it just doesn't happen the way you want it to. But you have to keep going. And the actors have done an amazing job so far. And we've got one last story to talk to you about keeping going when things don't always go the way they want to. One final round of applause, please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Today I'm going to tell you the story of Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who...
Help! Help! Please, somebody help me!
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I'm Snow White. My stepmother is evil. She wants to get rid of me, didn't I?
Wait, little girl. Don't you see that I'm the narrator and trying to tell the story of Little Red Riding Hood?
Please, forgive me. I'm a nice girl, but my stepmother doesn't love me. My father is the king.
Listen, we feel sorry for you, but you came to the wrong story.
Oh, really?
Yes, I have to continue with my story. Do you see that little house?
Yes?
Then go there so you can escape from your stepmother. I'm sure they'll help you.
Thank you. It's me. Please save me, dwarves. My stepmother wants to get rid of me. But you are not dwarves. Who are you? We're the three little pigs. We are hanging from the wall. Come and don't worry. We will protect you from your stepmother. I am following the yellow brick road.
Hey, wait! Don't you see that it's not your turn to appear on scene? Leave and wait for your turn. Well, as I was telling you, Little Red Riding Hood was...
I was so strong. I was invincible.
Again. Who are you?
I am the Spider-Man, the protector of the weak and unfortunate. I'm sure that someone here needs me.
We don't need you. Not right now. Can you please leave because I'm working?
Sorry, sir.
As I was telling you, Little Red Riding Hood was a very nice girl. She was going to take some bread and honey to her grandmother when suddenly the wolf appeared.
Who's that I see walking in his room?
What a pretty girl. Who are you?
I am Little Red Riding Hood. But my favorite color is pink, not red. Who are you?
I'm the wolf, but I'm not a bad wolf.
Please, can you both try on this little crystal shoe? You want us to try on that shoe? Why? Yes, please. I am looking for Cinderella. We were dancing, but suddenly she left and lost her shoe.
I heard that Prince Charming was coming.
Oh, you are so beautiful. You are as white as snow. Stop it, everybody. Quiet. Don't you see that I'm the narrator and trying to tell the story of this little girl?
But since you won't let me tell the true story of Little Red Riding Hood, then I'll make up my own.
See what you all think? I was the main character of the story.
Well, not anymore. Prince Charming from Cinderella's story saw how beautiful Snow White was. He threw away the shoe and decided to marry her. They had a big wedding celebration and invited Little Red Riding Hood, the wolf, the 3 little pigs, and they lived happily ever after.
Before we end, I just really want to say thank you to all these actors who have memorized lines, who have done costume changes and stage directions and all those things that are very difficult to remember, but have done an outstanding job. One more round of applause for the actors. And also a huge thank you to our sound crew, Ryuichi and Sky at the back. To all the staff who've been involved, from putting programs together and arranging costumes and ordering things and letting your students go, classroom teachers, and to all of you for being here. Thank you very much. One round of applause for everybody. I'll turn it back over to Mr. Dudley. And let's make sure that we don't forget Mr. O.
Yeah.
You guys were a great audience, so thank you so much for joining us.